Good Friday morning. It's a feel-good Friday. It's always a feel-good Friday. It's a feel-good, somewhat spring, 70-degree in New York City Friday. It's also another NFL craziness Friday where you've got Davante Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders in a blockbuster trade last night. You got Baker Mayfield requesting a trade from the Browns, and the Browns saying, no, we're not going to trade you. And we still have the Desean Watson trade that is going to happen at some point in the near future. Plus the tournament yesterday. It's always the best, the Thursday and Friday of the tournament kicking off in the round of 64. And the big upset involved a local school in St. Peter's right over in Jersey City as they knock off Coach Cal and the Kentucky Wildcats last night in a 15-2 shocker. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
You know, I'm doing great, Jay, and that's a great story, man. That was an awesome story, and that's great for those kids. Now they got to follow it up. Now you beat one of the behemoths.
Well, they're playing Murray State, so it's not like they're running into.
But again, a lot of these smaller teams have guys that have been around for a while.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing. There's very few, if any, one and dones on any of these teams.
Yep.
These teams have been together, and that was awesome yesterday. That was tremendous. Now my bracket's already busted because I picked Iowa to win the national championship.
Yes, so your national championship team is out in the first round.
But my national championship team with our spitballs yesterday on our bracket here in studio is still alive. That's Arkansas. They won last night. But I mean, like. This is I can't wait till we get to the Final Four just to see if one of these smaller schools like St. Peter's can make it. And if there were ever a year where you would think that they could make it, and we saw what happened at the end of February with all these teams losing that were in the top 10, and it just goes to show you why this is so fun. I mean, so much fun.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's really mainly great because of gambling. There's no doubt about it. And then there's also the cutesy stories, the Cinderella stories, and these teams that come out of nowhere that you learn about. And then these kids and these coaches become superstars in the world of sports for a quick second. But yesterday, I got to blame you. I followed you with my FanDuel Sportsbook picks yesterday. And there was 2 sports minutes. I heard you liked Colorado State, so I took Colorado State.
Yeah, they lost.
They ended up blowing it and choking in the second half. I mean, my God, they had a 10-point lead at halftime and ended up losing by 13 or something.
Felt good at halftime.
Oh,
really good at halftime.
I know. I actually stopped on my way home for lunch and a St. Patty's Day beer, and I said, I'm going to settle in for this game. It's the first game of the tournament. Celebrate a little bit. I'm going to ride with Boomer. And then I decided, all right, Boomer was wrong with Colorado State, but I'm going to ride with Boomer with Iowa. So I rode with Iowa, and then they ended up losing to Richmond, 67-63.
Yeah, there was some questionable non-foul calls at the end of that game.
You know what? Excuses.
Yeah,
this is a team you picked to win the national championship.
Oh, right. Well,
so it's all your fault. I'm not following you anymore with your picks.
Don't follow me.
I mean, we had a better shot with the spitballs. And then I decided Marquette was getting blown out by North Carolina. And I was like, man, they were down 30, and the live line was like 25.5. I was like, they'll have some pride and come back. Yeah, they lost by like 34. So I had a terrible day yesterday with the tournament, but that's really what it's about. I didn't, thank God I didn't end up filling out a bracket. I actually did not enter the contest. I decided not to because I'm so bad with it every year.
Well, the amazing thing, there were 3 number 1 seeds that all won yesterday comfortably.
Well, yes.
So there was no, threat of an upset there.
Yeah, well, Gonzaga there was a little tight in the first half with Gonzaga, but then they ran away. Gonzaga where, by the way?
California.
No. Washington State.
Washington State.
Spokane.
Yeah.
Spokane.
I heard these guys trying to do this earlier in the warm-up show. I figured everybody knew where Gonzaga was at this point. They've been around so much.
I always thought they were like Northern California. Wasn't paying too much attention.
No. What about Creighton?
Nebraska.
All right, you got that one. All right, all right. Very, very good. Were you aware of St. Peter's in their basketball program prior to this particular situation?
Well, I know who St. Peter's is. But all of a sudden, then, when they are on fire like they were against Kentucky, it's a great story.
No, it really is.
Come on, man. You got to root for the local kids.
Everybody's going to want to talk to Shaheen Holloway. I'm sure Zach Gelberty did an interview with him.
Yeah.
And
that kid shooting the ball was crazy last night. Their little point guard?
Their little point guard.
The guy with the mustache, he's got the the 70s porn mustache going.
70s porn mustache, little point guard guy.
Right.
Yeah, him. Yeah, of course. He was all over the place.
That guy was great.
Yeah, so Shaheen Holloway is their head coach. He played at Seton Hall. So one of their,
his post-game interview was great.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
he goes,
a
I
Queens
got guys
guy.
who think that they can play at Kentucky.
Yeah, no, of course.
It was great.
No, that's very cool. You know what I love, too, is I put on the local Fox 5 News this morning.
Yeah.
And they have one of the reporters out there in the dark at St. Peter's University on campus this morning. Like, that really matters. The team's out in Indianapolis. Nobody's on the campus.
Yeah, but I'm sure
at
the campus
4:30 in the morning, and the guy's standing there in the dark with a microphone. It's
they got about 3,000 people there. The students there, I think.
Yeah, but not now.
I know, but I'm saying it's a relatively small school. But I mean, you're over there and you're kind of highlighting where they're from and the fact that they're local in our backyard. That's a great thing.
But anybody showing up for classes this morning is not a sports fan.
Right, exactly. Yeah, everybody went out and partied last night and took advantage of it. Now,
God, they got to beat Murray State.
Yeah,
they got to beat them now.
So now that Rutgers is out, my St. John's team did not get anywhere near the tournament. Maryland, not so much this year.
Oh, Maryland's not even involved.
Not so much of a good season this year. So are we adopting? Or now we going to adopt St. Peter's? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I mean, we're going to support St. Peter's, of course, but I have Arkansas with my spitball, so I'm still.
Well, no, those are our spitballs, by the way.
They are.
So yeah,
okay.
so I mean, we're both rooting for Arkansas.
Okay.
That's a collective Boomer and Geo spitball effort.
Arkansas, Virginia Tech, Vermont was.
I think TCU was in there.
Yes.
TCU and USC.
Yes.
It was TCU, USC, Arkansas, and
Virginia Tech.
And Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
That's our final four with the spitballs.
Yeah, all Maryland's doing right now is scouring for a coach.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Are they scouring or have they decided on a coach?
I think they probably decided.
Really? They've decided on a coach. Well, that's going to be a big name, whoever that is, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
They've decided on a coach.
Yep.
Is it Shaheen Holloway?
No.
Oh. Are you going to share?
I don't want to share.
Oh.
I don't because the guy's coaching in the tournament.
The guy's currently coaching in the tournament?
I believe he's. I believe that's who the guy will be.
Wow.
I don't want to ruin it for the kids and the guy and the school that he's coaching for right now.
You don't want to ruin it for them.
No.
And you're telling me if you put it out there right now, you know the answer to who the next Maryland coach is, that would ruin it for the kids. It might even affect the tournament. You could affect the outcome potentially
I'm
of a
not here
game.
to do that. I'm not here to.
If you drop that name right now.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
So it's a team that is currently still alive. You can at least narrow it down to that?
I said that.
Or not a team that just made the tournament and lost yesterday. It's a team that's currently still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll just go through every team that's still alive and ask you about the head coach.
We're not doing
throughout the
that.
course of the day, and then if I hit it, you tell me yes.
We're not doing that.
You really think if you just
because I don't want to. I'm not trying to influence the tournament.
You could though. You've got that power. It's got to feel good
power.
to have that power.
No, I don't want. No.
Oh, it's got to feel great to have that power. If I was sitting on that, I'd never be able to hold back. No way. That's the first thing out of my mouth. I would have blurted it right out. Like if somehow I got information that the Hofstra coach was going to go somewhere or whatever.
The Hofstra coach?
I don't know.
Just because you went to Hofstra?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to put out. I'm trying to make a comparison here.
Right.
Because, of course, Maryland. And you know what's going on there.
Well, I think I know what's going on there, yeah.
You think you know. So you're not even that confident.
No, I am pretty confident, actually.
So you know for a fact. You can't do this.
Yeah, you know what?
Is this a Boomstradamus moment or not?
If someone told him, is it really Boomstradamus?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. The Boomstradamus would be more Desean Watson either going to Atlanta or New Orleans. Because they play indoors. That's where he wants to go. That's where he's stuck on right now. Yeah. They told the Browns and the Panthers that they are out of the Desean Watson sweepstakes. and that Atlanta and New Orleans are the two teams that he's deciding on over this weekend. I don't know if he'll decide today. I don't know if he'll decide next Monday. And plus, you have that combined with Atlanta moving a roster bonus for that was supposed to be paid today to next Tuesday for Matt Ryan.
Now, let's put it this way. Would you put your Raptor up for collateral on this information? Like, if you're wrong about it, someone comes and takes your Raptor away from you. But if you're right about it, you get to keep your Raptor.
I feel very confident in my belief of what's going to happen.
So you're telling me that you would put the Raptor up?
I'm just telling you, I feel very confident in my belief that what's going to happen. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want to. Now that I'm thinking more about this,
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin these kids.
No, that's what I'm saying. Of course not.
Their tournament experience.
Right. I want them to all enjoy everything they have, and then.
But then again, it could inspire them. Could be the last ride with Coach.
And then whenever their season ends, everybody will move on, and things will happen, and things will change, and hopefully the University of Maryland gets the guy that they want.
Man,
that's all I care about. Really. I mean, I care about that the University of Maryland get a guy in there that wants to be there.
Would I know this guy?
What do you mean, would you know this guy?
Well, there's a lot of.
You're a sports guy.
I'm just saying, would I know him? I don't know every college basketball head coach.
You're a sports guy. You know who Shaheen Holloway is.
Well, because he was on display yesterday.
I think you probably pretty much know almost all the coaches.
Like, for example, I know Chris Beard of Texas, because that was a big deal. He left Texas Tech to go to Texas. That's a guy.
You know that guy.
I know that guy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know that guy.
I would know.
You know John Calipari. You know Tom
obviously.
Izzo. You know.
Oh God, those are the big ones.
Yeah, well, I'm saying you know all these guys.
Did you just say his name in that group of coaches? This guy?
I'm not telling you anything, because then if I say no, I didn't say his name, then you'll take those guys out of the mix, and then you'll start narrowing the list.
Imagine if John Calipari went to Maryland. Ooh,
yeah,
that'd be something.
Wow. That would be great. Wow.
Wow.
Could you imagine if he came to the Knicks?
Oh, that would be great. Maybe this would be the thing that vaults him out of college basketball, this total embarrassment at the hands of St. Peter's out of Jersey City. Maybe he says, I can't do this anymore.
Tell you, Kentucky Blue Bloods, man.
Worldwide West.
They are not happy.
Yeah, I would get rid of them.
This is
That's what I would do so we can come to the Knicks.
This is a major critical juncture down there in Lexington.
This is embarrassing.
I have friends who are sycophants for Kentucky basketball.
And they're pissed.
They are livid.
Yeah, they should be. So there's a chance maybe he moves on.
Not to Maryland, though.
Not to Maryland.
I don't think so.
No, he wouldn't do that. That would be a lower move. But he could go to the NBA. He could go to the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Kentucky situation over there with the Knicks, is there not?
Yeah, there is.
I feel like everything's Kentucky with the Knicks.
Except for the head coach.
Aren't they dripping Kentucky? That particular team?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. All right. Well, that's interesting.
So, anyway, when you saw the Devontae Adams trade yesterday, were you shocked by it? Was it something like you expected?
I was.
I
was shocked by it.
I told you after a certain autograph signing that I did. I came in here the next morning. I told you he was not going to play for the Green Bay Packers under the franchise tag.
Yep.
That he was so disgusted by having that franchise tag placed on him because he couldn't come to an agreement with Green Bay prior to that. Now, the question that is out there is whether or not Aaron Rodgers knew all of this was going on.
He had to have.
Yeah, I believe if I had to, and again, I'm speculating here, I'm thinking that Aaron Rodgers knew that Devontae Adams did not want to come back and play in Green Bay. I think that he also felt like Devontae Adams wanted to go play with Derek Carr. You remember that whole conversation last year?
Yeah, Derek Carr was like, this is my best friend.
Right, because they played together in college, and they both, have a mutual respect for one another, and they are great friends. And even Devontae said yesterday that, look, man, me and Derek are great friends. We talk quite a bit during the season. We hang out in the offseason. This is a dream come true for both of us. So I kind of feel like this was something that Devontae Adams wanted all along, that he did not want to stay in Green Bay. And then, of course, Green Bay is putting out there that they would have offered or have offered the same kind of contract. The difference is, remember, you're going to Nevada. There's no state tax. So there's more net money going in his pocket.
Sure. You know what shocked me was the return. I can't believe they didn't get more.
Well, it's because of how much they have to pay the player
Well, all
on
right,
the other end.
time out. Didn't Jamal Adams have to get paid when he was sent to the Seattle Seahawks?
Yep.
Do you remember what the return was in that deal?
Yeah, but did you see the number that they just gave Devontae? Devontae just smashed the all-time record for wide receivers.
Okay, but
I mean,
that's not the Packers.
He's making $28 million per year.
Okay, but the Packers still couldn't do better than that?
And I'm sure that the Packers, once they realized that they were not going to be able to sign Devontae because whether it was the money or whether it was Devontae wanted to leave, I think they actually did him a solid. He wanted to go play with Derek Carr, and he wanted to go to the Raiders. So the Packers actually did him a favor for everything that he had done for them up to that point.
Yeah,
if you look at it that way.
Sure.
And now, I don't know necessarily that that's a smart business move.
Here's the way I look at it. I look at it that Devontae Adams made the smart business decision for himself because he got the long-term contract. And he could have played with Aaron Rodgers for a year again and chased the Super Bowl, and he decided not to do that. And he opted for a buddy of his and more financial security. And the other way I look at it is I still think that the Packers could have gotten more.
You know what's amazing to me is when I see these numbers and I see these teams and I'm looking at the salary cap and everything and how, like, the Saints, the Rams signed Allen Robinson to a big
That's
deal.
right.
They still want to sign Odell Beckham Jr. even though he's hurt. They say they have enough money to sign him, and plus they have to give Matthew Stafford an extension. I'm like, so
how are they going to do that?
Well, you know what? You know what they're doing? They're doing a lot of money up front. They're doing voidable years. They're doing roster bonuses and guarantee as opposed to salaries. So all these teams can massage, these salary cap situations. Because I do believe that Allen Robinson. I thought he was going to the Colts.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Colts are one of the teams with the most money left to spend. They still have like $41 million to spend.
And no one to spend it on right now.
Exactly.
They're just waiting to see what happens with Desean Watson.
And then on top of that, you now have Baker Mayfield telling the Browns, guess what? I want to trade. There's no way that I can come back here now.
And the Browns saying, no, we're not going to grant you that. So that's going to be a fun little story. But, I mean, just to go back to the compensation thing for a second.
Yes.
This is a shout-out to Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas got 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Jamal Adams, who also needed to be signed to a contract, for a safety. And then here you had a first-round pick and a second-round pick. So it's just insane to me.
Well, I got to believe that the Packers would be seeing if there were anybody else out there. I also
But they sent him to a place that he wanted to go, so I'm assuming that they did not get the most they could get for him.
Not only where he wanted to go, where they were going to give him the most money.
I mean,
that's the other thing.
22nd overall, too?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a weird deal.
All right, so I kind of want to take this call. So
you want to hammer the phones?
No, I just want to take one call. I don't want to hammer the phones.
Okay.
Dan in Morristown joins us. What's going on, Dan?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey,
Good,
Dan, what's happening?
Hey, first of all, I just want to congratulate St. Peter's. What a win. I think it was the 5th largest upset since the tournament expanded in '85. I think it was 18.5-point dogs last night. So congratulations.
That's huge, man. That's an all-time. That's an unforgettable moment.
But, hey, Gio, I just want to give you a big hint on who Boomer's talking about because this has been pretty hot stove with some basketball insiders for a while. He's not going to confirm it. I'm not going to tell you, but I'll drop this hint if you want it.
Okay.
So basically, the guy he's thinking of, he's talking about Shaheen Holloway would be the natural pick to replace this guy. And I'll let you try to figure it out. So have a good day, guys.
So you're trying to tell me the Seton Hall coach, Kevin Willard, is the guy going to Maryland?
I didn't say that. No. Don't do that. Don't start your dopey speculations now. No.
So is this guy right?
See, if we're going to go through all of this is like what you wanted to do initially. So people are going to call it and say, this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. And then if I say no, then you're going to take Kevin Willard off the list. Man. And then we're going to start whittling down the list until we get to the guys.
I'm
not doing By the way. Listen, I can tell you off air.
Okay.
But can you keep it to yourself?
Probably not. Don't tell me off air.
Oh, come on.
Don't. I can't handle it. I won't be able
What?
to.
It's college basketball. What do you care? You don't care about Maryland.
I don't, but we could break this news and ruin this whole team's tournament chances.
Right. I know that, and I don't want to do that.
Right. By the way, it's a lot harder to get you than it is Peter Schwartz. Like, remember last week when I got everything out of Peter Schwartz? Hey, Peter Schwartz, who doesn't deserve a check mark? Danielle McCartney. Give me this name.
Yeah. That's
Is this guy right? No. Oh, man, I got to be back on my game again. I got too soft. I got to try a little harder. Don't tell me off the air. Please don't.
So, meaning you didn't have to waterboard Peter Schwartz.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you, on the other hand, it's impossible. All right. Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Just getting started on this Feel Good Friday.